Muzan Kibutsuji, who is posing as a well-mannered foster child in the home of a wealthy family, is visited by Akaza to receive his report. The upper-ranked demon tells his master that he has been unable to learn anything of the blue spider lily plant, but confirms that he has killed the flame Hashira.
Don't worry about that plant in this arc. It'll be important later.
Though Lord Muzan is irritated that he feels the need to report such a meager task, and is upset that he left 3 other demon slayers alive.
Well, I guess Tanjiro's not getting his sword back.
Elsewhere, Tanjiro, still not fully healed, visits Rengoku's family home to honor the flame Hashira's last wishes, but is angered by the way his father speaks ill of his late son. Kyojiro's father sees Tanjiro's earrings and identifies him as a practitioner of sun breathing. Then the young demon slayer gets pounded by the former Hashira before knocking him out with a headbutt.
Sun breathing is the original and most powerful breathing technique, with all other breathing techniques being variations of it.
Sun breathing, Hinokami Kagura, potato, they're the same thing.
Then, Tanjiro and Kyojiro's brother Senjiro talk, and the boy fetches the flame Hashira writings his father is always looking at, though finds them torn up. Senjiro says he's given up on being a swordsman, thereby breaking the long line of flame Hashira present in his family, though Tanjiro says that he and his late brother support him. Then before Tanjiro leaves, he is given Kyojiro's handguard by his brother.
Senjiro shares Kyojiro's final words for his father to him, and it pierces the old drunk's heart.
When Tanjiro returns to Butterfly Mansion, he is chased until dawn by his swordsman Haganazuka for losing his sword again. Then when he gets a new one, he continues his work as a demon slayer. 4 months after Rengoku's death, Tanjiro stumbles upon an unusual kidnapping situation upon his return from a mission.
There you go, Kanao. Think with your heart.
When Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu stop the Sound Hashira Tengen Uzui from stealing Aoi for a mission, they accompany him in her stead to the entertainment district in Yoshiwara. He explains that there is a demon in hiding there, and that the communications from his 3 kunoichi wives have stopped, so their mission is to find them and expose the demon.
Zenitsu goes crazy after hearing he's got 3 wives.
Ugh, just wait until you see how sexy they are.
In order to infiltrate the 3 houses his wives are placed in, the Sound Hashira has the 3 boys disguise themselves as ugly little girls. Then he sells each of them to one of the 3 target houses. One of Tengen's wives, Makio, is wrapped up by the demon in House Ogimoto where Inosuke is placed, though the demon slayer fails to catch the target. Then, at House Kyogoku, Zenitsu comes face to face with the demon, and gets knocked out by her.
The demon is an Oiran, meaning she is the highest ranking courtesan of her house.
AKA, she's the most favored prostitute.
Zenitsu then disappears from the house without a trace, and Tengen tells the boys that this is the work of an upper ranker, and that they should leave the district. The 2 Konoe resolve to fight, however. Then when Tanjiro smells a demon in the room of his house's kind Oiran, he engages the upper rank demon Daki. He fights rather ineffectively using water breathing, so he switches to Hinokami Kagura, and manages to hold his own against the demon. Meanwhile, Inosuke finds a path leading to an underground cavern where he finds the demon's victims imprisoned in a robi, and he manages to save 2 of Tengen's wives and Zenitsu, just as the Sound Hashira makes his flashy entrance from above.
Tengen found his other wife, Hinatsuru, and saved her just before this.
Hey, shout out to Tengen's dope ninja mice. These things are sick.
After praising his wives, he rushes after the obi who escapes back to Daki, with Zenitsu and Inosuke lagging behind. With Daki's obi fragments returned to her body, her strength increases, and Tanjiro is injured trying to defend an innocent bystander.
Tanjiro, do better. He still lost his hand.
Tanjiro recalls a letter he received from Shinjiro Rengoku, where he apologizes for how he behaved when they first met, and tells him that the mark on his forehead is a sign of a chosen one destined to wield sun breathing.
Though apparently Tanjiro wasn't born with that mark. He got it protecting his brother from a falling brazier.
But you know what you weren't born with? A subscription to this channel, so why don't you just click that button right there, help a man out, and let's get back to the summary.
Don't forget to click it though.
Please.
Then, Tanjiro pushes beyond his limits, and his anger allows him to wield Hinokami Kagura for longer than ever before. But just before he cuts the demon's head off, his sister reminds him to breathe in his subconscious. He then feels the effects of pushing his body beyond his limits. Then before Daki can finish him, Nezuko steps in to save him. Her rage burns just as hotly as her brother's. Then her strength reaches new heights as she stomps on the upper rank demon, though she begins to lose herself in her rage, and before she can attack a human dripping blood, Tanjiro stops her as she thrashes around the house in resistance. Tengen then arrives, and before Daki knows it, her head is off her shoulders.
Tanjiro puts Nezuko to sleep with a lullaby his mother used to sing.
Tengen mocks the upper rank's weakness while she wails like a baby. Then her brother Gyutaro emerges from her body, and places her head back on her shoulders. It takes no time for Tengen to realize that Gyutaro is a step above his sister in strength, as he struggles to protect the bystanders and deal with his flying blood sickles.
And he gets hit by the poison-coated sickles. Great.
The sibling demon duo team up to fight the Hashira. Then Daki gets her head sliced off again. but Gyutaro proves more difficult to decapitate. Then, the Kanoe trio arrive to help in the fight, with Inosuke and Zenitsu fighting Daki, and Tengen and Tanjiro taking on Gyutaro.
Tengen's wives are helping to evacuate the residence.
Tanjiro struggles to be useful to the poisoned Tengen. Then Hinatsuru fires some Wisteria extract-coated kunai at the demon, which numbs his regeneration. Though he recovers exceptionally fast and avoids a finishing blow. Then he targets Hinatsuru, but Tanjiro, even with his body far beyond its limits, manages to save her. With the demon distracted, Tengen sees an opportunity to cut his head off, but Gyutaro blocks every attack that comes at him. Then, Tanjiro must leave Tengen to help Zenitsu and Inosuke, and the trio combine their attacks to cut off Daki's head for the third time. Inosuke takes the severed head and runs for the hills, but Gyutaro stabs him through the chest and retrieves his sister's head, then launches a monstrous attack at the still standing Tanjiro and Zenitsu, which incapacitates them.
Tengen's heart stopped from the poison.
Or did it?
Gyutaro then looks down on the defeated Tanjiro and laughs at him for being unable to protect his little sister, then breaks his fingers and suggests he become a demon. Then Tanjiro headbutts him and stabs him with a wisteria-coated kunai as he attempts to slice his head off again, and Zenitsu takes that cue to burst out of the rubble and uses godlike speed to go for Daki's head. Unfortunately, Gyutaro shakes the weakened Tanjiro off, but Tengen steps in to save the youngster, and even with one arm severed, deflects the upper rank 6 demon's rotating slashes. Tanjiro uses this opportunity to go for the demon's head again, and even with a sickle in his jaw, he summons the last of his strength to cut off his head, just as Inosuke helps Zenitsu do the same to Daki.
Inosuke survived because he shifted his vital organs when he was stabbed. Somehow.
Even with the siblings' heads both cut off, the danger isn't gone, and Tengen yells at the wheezing Tanjiro to run, as Gyutaro's blood sickles release one final gigantic attack. But they manage to survive, and when Tanjiro awakens, Nezuko carries him over to his injured friends, and somehow, she uses her blood demon art to heal the poisoned Inosuke. Then, Tengen struggles to communicate his final words over the noise of his arguing wives, but Nezuko manages to heal the poison from him as well. Tanjiro then retrieves some blood from the upper rank demons and gives it to Tamayo's cat, then finds the siblings' severed heads arguing with each other over their failure. Tanjiro steps in to stop the two from saying hurtful things, and Gyutaro remembers his sister's name is actually Ume as she crumbles away, then recalls their past. As humans, they were born in the slums of the entertainment district, and only once his sister was born did Gyutaro find purpose. Although, she was burned alive for stabbing a customer whilst her brother was away working as a debt collector. But she managed to hang on to life long enough for an upper rank demon to find them and offer them a chance at another life. Gyutaro regrets how he raised his sister, and in the afterlife, yells at her not to follow him, but she grips onto him and reminds him of the promise he made to her to stay together forever. Then the two siblings disappear into the darkness together. The serpent Hashira Obanai Iguro arrives late to the party, and Tengen tells them that he's retiring, and that others are now ready to take his place. Word then reaches Lord Kaguya that an upper rank demon has been defeated, and the terminally ill leader of the Demon Slayer Corps is delighted. He sees this as a tipping point in their war against demons that will eventually lead to the defeat of the only stain on his clan, Muzan Kibutsuji. And lastly, with one of the upper rank defeated, the remaining members are summoned by Lord Muzan to the Infinite Castle. And that is the Entertainment District arc fully summarized. Thank you for watching to this point. If you did, I appreciate you so much. And if you could do me a little favor, you know what to do. I'll put it on the screen. I know the summary is a few months after the season ended, but I just kind of wanted to let people have a chance to watch it for themselves before I made this. Maybe not the best way to go about it in terms of growing my channel, but oh well. I'd rather people watch the anime than my summary, so if you haven't watched it, please do so. And next week, I will also post an Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2 summary next Sunday, so stay tuned for that. And until then, I will catch you later. Take it easy, and peace.